Glamorous Music Summit, where we aim to connect international musicians with local and regional based artists and entrepreneurs. So today we have a special guest in the building. We have a Grammy Award winning album feature. We have singer, songwriter. We have her own TV show coming from Tennessee. But hailing in Florida right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
All right, we got Ashthon Jones. What's going on? How you doing?
What's up? What's going on?
Thanks for coming. We appreciate having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's jump into that.
So, Ashthon Jones. I also go by Ashton Amir. I recently switched that up last year during the pandemic. A little bit of history about me. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I lived in Atlanta. Yeah,
Cashville.
Lived in Atlanta for 10 years. I just recently moved to Florida, St. Pete, Tampa area. So I am a singer-songwriter. I've been doing it for a while. I've been in this game for a while. Started off in Nashville with a publishing deal at 19. And then from there was just working my butt off and still working, 9 to 5 and all of that. And then went to American Idol 2011. And from there, world tours, blah, blah, blah. Like everything has been going well ever since then.
Boom. Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Crazy.
So how'd you get your start? Like what influenced you to do music?
I was not, honestly, I was on my way to the Air Force. I was in ROTC in school and I was working as a waitress and a manager for a shoe store, and a producer met me and where I worked. And he was just like, yo, what you do? I'm like, I sing a little bit, in church. And then I, ended up going into the studio and got a publishing deal through that situation.
Wow.
As a songwriter. So
Right.
So that's how it started for me. And then it's just been a snowball effect ever since then.
Right.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So who influenced you? What's your influence, your musical
Man,
influences?
like I would say like Faith Evans, Mary J. Blige, Usher, Whitney Houston, just to name a few. Those are people that I really look up to as artists.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're all great artists.
Yes.
So when you first started singing and you first started, your journey as a musician, what was the hardest part?
The hardest part was getting people to say yes, and also being a woman in the industry. It's very hard because, you have those guys out there that, let's keep it real, Can you do a little something for me and I do a little something for you? So the hardest part is definitely being a boss woman in the industry and being able to stand your ground and say, nah, I'll wait. I'll be patient for my next break. I'm not just going to give it up.
Right.
And that's been a struggle through my whole career. And I know I could speak for a lot of, other artists.
In that. I agree. It is, this is one of the most soulless industries. One of my friends from Def Jam, man, they always say this, music is the most soulful thing, but the industry is one of the soulless things. Yeah. We get it. I get it. American Idol. Can you tell us about that experience?
Yes, American Idol was awesome. I know a lot of people listen to artists contestants that say, man, it was bull crap and they did this and they did that. It was one of the best experiences of my life. I was able to learn everything that I needed to know about performing, being in front of people, interviews. It was just great being able to stand next to Jennifer Lopez and Steven Tyler and Randy Jackson and allow them to watch me sing and tell me how great I was when I didn't even know it myself.
Right.
So it was an incredible experience, man.
So somebody called you the next Diana Ross. How did that feel when somebody compared you to such a legendary, iconic artist?
That was insane. I mean, I did have the big hair thing going on then, but honestly, it was insane. I was able to study a lot about Diana Ross while I was on the show, and it really wasn't the image thing. I think it was more of the confidence that they, were comparing, and it was an honor. It really is. Yeah.
So getting into your journey to being featured on a Grammy Award winning album.
Yeah, shout out to Lecrae and Big Crit.
Yeah.
By the way.
Big Crit is probably one of my favorite artists. Very underrated. Lecrae is awesome as well, but Big Crit just
he's so underrated. Lecrae is finally, like, honestly getting his jewels. Like he's gotten multiple Grammys since the one from the album that he did, and it's just been crazy. Like even being featured on there. How I started with that, I was on my way to a world tour, and a producer named Bar None, shout out to Bar None, he was just like, yo, Lecrae wants you on this record, and but you know, we gotta write it. You gotta write it. I'll produce it. So I was just like, okay, let me write a hook real quick. It took me forever because I didn't know what to say on the track. DJ Khalil or something like that, I think, was a producer. Crazy track. And I didn't know what to say. And I was rushing because I was going to be late for my flight.
Right. Sometimes that's the best creativity, though.
That was the best time for me. And I came up with the hook Mayday. And, you know, it's featured on a Grammy Award winning album. And then here we go.
Yeah,
you
boom.
know?
You can't beat that. You know, that's an amazing story. And just being... You know, Grammy is such an exclusive thing to say. You know, not all artists get a chance to even be nominated for, you know, an award or being featured on something like it's amazing. So shout out to that. That's
Thank you.
Dope. Can you describe your songwriting process? Like, because everybody has different ways of producing.
So I will say this: when I write, I don't end with that song. I go back and I rewrite it at least 2 or 3 more times.
Right.
And that's what I end with, the third one. Gotcha. Like, it's never just, I think this is dope. Because sometimes we could say ourselves, this is dope. And the world be like, okay, it's all right. But if you keep on perfecting it, you know, you have people, the greats in the world that constantly wrote over and over again. And it took them a year to write a song. Well, now we're not really taking that long anymore, you know. But at the same time, you still have to take it seriously. And don't just, you know, give them the first song edit. So I just keep going in. Keep
going. So you already say 3 times. That's your thing.
That's my thing.
That's what's up. That's what's up. What about your stage performance? Like, so being in front of people in general is always like, you know, you got different crowds for different areas, and especially like, so we're in the Middle East, right? The crowd here is just it's different, you know.
Different.
So describe your experience on stage and like, how do you
I read the crowd. You said it. You said it best. I read the crowd. If they're a crowd that's hype, I'm all over the stage. I'll dance. I'll shout. I'll get, you know, pull people up on stage with me, and that's different with COVID now. But but yeah, like it just depends. If it's an intimate setting, I'll stand in one space and I'll just perform in front of the crowd and talk to them and sing. So it's different, you know. You just have to know how to read it. Right. Yeah.
So you speaking of COVID, how has that affected what you've been?
Man, and my heart goes out to everyone that lost someone. COVID last year was really tough, but I'm going to be honest with you. It was probably one of my best years.
Really?
Musically.
How was that?
Because I was able to hone in my artistry, and I was just focused on myself. I was in my lab. I have a studio at home, and I was writing my butt off, and I didn't stop. And I had, we have access to everything. We have our phones now. It's no excuse for an artist. So if you want to do a music video, people are doing them on their phones. I had my neighbor take my iPhone and do a video right in my complex. We couldn't leave my complex because we were quarantining. So I had her put on her mask. I was in the video by myself. And I also did another one called Moments. I went outside. We were a little bit more open then in Atlanta. And did a video right there by myself. So it's no excuse.
There's no excuse. I mean, cameras are in 4K
high.
now.
Yeah,
you know?
my numbers were way high. People were actually paying attention to what I was doing along with other artists, you know. And so it was, my streams were the best that they ever were last year. Yeah.
So how do you leverage your social media in that? Like, how important is that?
It's extremely important. Like, I'm a social media nut. Like, I'm always on social media. I'm always posting. I'm always trying to find ways to engage with my followers. Shout out to Team Ashton. But it's important, you know. I started off. There was this app called Live Me. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it.
I never heard of it.
It's like a international, Live.me is an international app that you can get on and go on and engage with your followers and your fans, and you can sing live.
Really?
So I was doing that, and I was getting up to like 3 or 4 million views at a time.
Wow.
So that right there helped as well during the pandemic.
Is that a monetized platform? Because I haven't heard of it before. Is that?
I'm not sure.
No?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like,
but it helps you with that fan engagement.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you could cross promote to
Yeah,
with Instagram. If you was about to say the same thing, and Twitter and all of that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And what about Spotify? Does that like kind of deal with like any of the Spotify?
No, it's different. It's separate. Yeah.
So it's for any like more so public figure.
Yeah, actually, no. I will say there were a lot of people that were just regular 9 to 5 people. They just got on and they wanted to talk or do a podcast, and they got their followers up. It was crazy.
Gotcha. So Shine TV.
Yes.
Can we jump into that?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little
bit
excited.
About? Yeah. So it's called Shine, and Shine is a singing competition show that focuses on singer-songwriters. So it's not like a karaoke, competition show like American Idol or The Voice. No shade.
Yeah.
Because I love American Idol, but these artists we want to see if they can write their own music, right? So that we can put them, put money behind them and sell them as artists today. You can't really. Lost art.
People don't realize like a songwriter is different from a singer. Like some songwriters can't sing,
absolutely,
but they can write the heck out of a song.
Like I say all the time, Rihanna, she's not a writer, but she can sing and perform, and she's dope, and that's okay. But the money is in the writing.
Yeah, that's what they're publishing.
Yeah, publishing. And so we're looking for like the total package, and not just someone that can write or can sing. Like we need the total package. So Brandon Stewart is the producer of the show. He's out in LA. He's actually from Kentucky. Okay. So he reached out to me probably 3 or 4 years ago about this and said, "Yo, I would love for you to be a judge with me." Right. Now we're going to look for somebody else. And at first it was another guy named Ryan or something like that. He was cool. Okay. But now we found our third judge, and his name is 2 Live Bree. He's a dope rapper out of Nashville, Tennessee. If I'm not mistaken, the hip hop show that Chance the Rapper and Cardi B
on
did.
Netflix?
So he was on that, a contestant on that. But he's really dope. He has a huge fan base, and so he's the third judge. So we're all just looking for talent. Yeah. And we go anywhere we can find it. Right. Yeah.
So even out here, if you guys
if we wanted to come out here, we would do that. And so it's an independent show. That's what makes it amazing. And when I say it has grown so much, we're in our 3rd season. Yeah. We just signed a contract with the networks. Can't talk about that too much right now.
So that's off limits. Huh?
Yeah, all right. But we're about to definitely hit the TV. Hit the ground running. Yep. And so we are so excited about it. It's about to be crazy.
That process, though, has it been like a hard process, or has it been easier?
It has. It's being on, because Brandon Stewart, he was on American Idol as well, but he was on a later season than mine. And he didn't make it all the way through, to the television, but he understands it. He understands, finding talent. Like we're on the other side of it now. Right. And so it's just a blessing to be able to, help these artists. And we're not just judges, superstars, and we care about their careers. So we're like, trying to help them, therapy sessions, everything. It's
all
amazing.
Captured on camera.
It's all captured on camera. Yeah. So we just finished the second half of season 3. I think about 3 weeks ago. I was filming, and before I came here. And when I say it's amazing, you guys got to check it out for sure.
We definitely are tap in. Yeah. So what's the best part for you now, since you have your hand in the TV world and the music world? Which one do you lean towards the most?
I think I'm gonna be honest, and I love to sing. I love to write. That's never going anywhere. Right. But that's definitely that's passion. Right. But TV. Like, that's just my thing. Like, I just love being in front of the camera. I love, the live cameras and action and all of that. I just love it. I'm definitely going to get into acting as well.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
really? Okay.
Sure,
do you got some things that's like lined up that you working on, or have you been in for any auditions, or that's something that you just
that's something that I'm for sure. And I'm also, voiceovers, that's something that I'm very passionate about, like cartoon voiceovers too. Right. And so I'm dipping and dabbling into that right now.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
So you have like an online class that you offer as well, right?
Yeah.
You want to talk about that, or is that?
No, not too much.
Not yet? All right, cool. Gotcha. It's all good.
I don't have time right now. So I don't want to even put that out there.
Gotcha. So as far as your musical journey, do you have any projects that's coming out? Like anything that's
I just dropped a single, I think was it last week? I can't remember, my days are all messed up.
I know, trust me.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah, but I just dropped a single called La La, which is it's produced by a producer in Atlanta. His name is Ashthon Leroux. His first name is Ashton as well.
Oh, so the combination of the Ashtons. There you go.
It's crazy. But I'm going to be going to LA. As soon as I get back to the States, I'm going to fly to LA to do the video. So I'm excited about that. La La is a definite summer banger bop is what I call it.
so in a place like this is all year round, summer all year round. So you can just rock out. And
in Florida too, where I live. So it's just like, you
the transition to Florida, has that been difficult? Is that?
Nah, cool? I fit right in. Yeah, that's where I want to be. Like I was telling you earlier off screen, that I've build up so many contacts in Atlanta that I feel now that I can move around and just live where I want to live, and just, travel if I need to. So it's been great. Just moving to Florida for sure.
So you recorded a song for Michelle Obama's healthy challenge.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, that was a while ago.
I know. We did a whole president term in between time, but
yes, healthy living or something like that. That's what it was called, for child obesity. Okay. And she scouted like different artists like Jordan Sparks and Dougie Fresh, Ashanti, just to name a few. Oh, Ariana Grande and me.
Yeah. So that's a good company. That's like a great company.
Yeah,
to have,
it was an honor, man. Like just wow. Like, so I was able to sing, but it's definitely helping child obesity, and so it was like a hip hop R&B song based off of eating healthy for the kids. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that was amazing. It was dope.
Right. So you've been out here in the UAE a few times. This has been your longest stay, but you've been out here. How do you find the music scene in the Emirates? Or
it's amazing. It's great. I could definitely, like I was saying before, I could definitely see myself going back and forth and building my career even more, coming from the States to here. Yeah. It's really big here.
Yeah, it is. And it's a lot of talent here that goes unrecognized, but I think with COVID, you had so many artists just in the studio and just at home recording and coming up with concepts and all that. And now we're starting to open back up. You're going to start seeing a lot more artists regionally based, not necessarily just in the Emirates, but regionally you're going to see a lot of artists that's coming from the Middle East.
I'm seeing the
Afrobeats is killing it right now. Yeah, we're killing it right now.
I'm like, man. And so now I'm definitely, shout out to DJ Loso, because he's Loso in the building. Like he let me hear some beats last night from a producer, and I was just like, I need at least a couple of those. Like I want to dip into that.
From based out here, producer based out here. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, they kill. I mean, look, there's amazing talent out here. It's just that they don't have the traction, which is one of the reasons why we created Emirates Music Summit. Music, culture, and innovation is our thing, and where we're trying to just connect all of the local industry players.
You're trying to bridge the gap.
Yep. And internationally. So with Emirates Music Summit, we have two other divisions. We have Str8Up Entertainment. We have Audio Swim. Audio Swim is a music distribution company, so we do the same exact thing as CD Baby, TuneCore, DistroKid, all that.
United Masters and all of that.
Yeah, United Masters, all of that. So we just focus on the region.
Talk to you on the side about that.
Yeah. That's
for the next singles and the release and all of that.
Yeah, we distribute globally. We do everything that the big dogs can do. We just more boutique, and we have a lot more attention on the artists.
I love the startups. Yeah. Like I really support that for sure. We're definitely going to chat about that.
Definitely. And with Str8Up Entertainment, we help do tours within the Emirates as well. So we kind of focus on, hitting all of the different tours. So we hitting all of the different areas and taking care of your needs from A to Z when it comes down to music. So
is big.
So the scene here, we're getting there.
I love it, man. I love it. I love it.
The scene here is great. There's a lot of talent, and we would love to kind of work with artists that's on the same, that has the same vision internationally with local based artists. Would you be up for something like that?
I absolutely would, for sure.
Cool. We're definitely,
and I don't just talk about it; I be about it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you're here. You're here. How do you like? How's your trip been this time?
Oh, it's great. It's great. Like I've literally been boom, 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 been moving around, but that's life in the States too. So
yeah,
I love it.
Time, right?
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Taking all of it. All right, is there anything that you want to tell the listeners or talk about?
I think you touched everything.
You hit everything?
Yeah, just look out for new music that I'm about to drop. I've got a lot of stuff going on. I've got some stuff going on with Disney too.
Ooh, let's talk about that.
That's going into the voiceovers.
Okay.
Yeah, for cartoons.
Yeah.
So I started with that, but I'm getting deeper into it. So yeah.
I'm off camera. I'm gonna hook you up with one of my homegirls named Chantel Riley. We'll talk about it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you at Emirates Music Summit and Str8Up Entertainment Podcast. Really appreciate having you on air. Shout out to Loso, DJ Loso, one of the best DJs in the UAE, by the way. He's being low key right now, you know what I mean? But appreciate you for coming.
And to all the artists out there that are trying to get it, just continue to, chase your dreams. Don't allow anybody to tell you no. You have to take it. That's from Ash to you.
Boom. We love that advice. So my name's Berto, and this is Str8Up Entertainment Podcast.